Não basta haver uma presença dos Estados Unidos no espaço. Temos de ter o domínio do espaço e vamos tê-lo.
20 de dezembro de 2019. O governo federal dos Estados Unidos anuncia o estabelecimento de um 6º ramo das Forças Armadas, a Força Espacial. No entanto, o que provoca especialmente a curiosidade de alguns especialistas e pesquisadores de OVNIs é a formulação de sua declaração de missão.
Se você olhar para o mandato do Congresso para a Força Espacial, é muito interessante. O texto fala sobre como dissuadir a agressão, não apenas no e para o espaço, mas também a partir do espaço. E as pessoas especularam sobre essas palavras e disseram o que isso significa, dissuadir a agressão do espaço. E alguns disseram que se trata precisamente de uma ameaça alienígena. E eu não posso descartar isso.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
Good morning. My name is Carol Rosin. In 1974, I was introduced to the late Dr. Wehrner Von Braun in the U.S., the father of rocketry. In my first meeting with him, during that first 3.5 hours, he said to me, we have to prevent the weaponization of space because there is a lie being told to everyone that the weaponization of space is now first being based upon the evil empire, the Russians, the first of whom was the Russians, which was existing at that time. Then there would be terrorists. Then there would be third world countries. Now we call them rogue nations or nations of concern. Then there would be asteroids. And then he would repeat to me over and over, and the last card, the last card, the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat. And now we hear on the news just today, this week, that they've slid in another enemy. Only this time we're going to protect our satellites. In other words, we have to have some reason to spend these trillions, to waste these dollars on a space-based weapon system, and they're all lies. This is a system, he told me, that would never protect anyone. Even back then, he talked about suitcase bombs. He talked about chemical, viral, bacterial, biological warfare, that these space-based weapons would never protect us against. And then he told me that, in fact, if you travel around the world, which I did after he died in 1977, I met with people in over 100 countries. And when I got back, I said, oh my Lord, this man is telling the truth. There is no threat. And I've been waiting until this day for 27 years, and I'm expecting the spin to happen, because he also explained to me, he said, you will find that there is going to be a spin to find some enemy against whom we have to build space-based weapons. And now we should expect the spin, because he said part of the formula for the intelligence community is if they might have a weapon, then we have to consider that they do have these weapons. So now they do have these weapons, so now we have to build these weapon systems. And that's the formula, except that it's all based on a lie. And we have witnesses here today that have shown you that these extraterrestrial beings, that these craft that have come here are now not UFOs, they're identified flying objects, and we know that they have beings in them. And we have witnesses here who have told you that they can shut down our missile silos, they can stop a rocket going into space that's a test. We have witnesses here who have worked in the classified departments, who have the courage to come forward here to support what Wehrner Von Braun told me back in 1974 to 77.